here we go. So just to make sure, this is the formula that I'm going to be using. Oh, it's so bright. There we go. Times 1.10 if this is a $200 deductible, right? All right, so here we go. Vivian is renting, so this is tenant insurance, and the belongings are worth 40 grand, which is not over our max. So we know that all of this here is not going to be needed. Comprehensive insurance with a $500 deductible. So in this particular case, we just need to go get a table rate. This is it. I'm going to use the tenant insurance. 40,000 comprehensive is 269. Okay, so that's the value you're grabbing. And there's no overage here, so you can put a 0 or just omit it. And we're also not going to do this part. Okay, so it's just 269 bucks per year for this question. It's just worth 1 mark. So the points on the side here are going to change as we go along. I'm going to adjust it a little bit. Next, apartment again. So the insurance you need is 100,000, which we know is over the max. Standard insurance, $500 deductible. What's the yearly insurance premium before tax? It's always going to be before tax. So in this case, insurance for the first 75 grand standard, we pay $359. Okay, so this must go in there. If you have this value, you get a mark already. Okay. Then I'm going to give you another mark for this part right here. We are over by 25,000, right? So it's probably a good idea to just say, hey, I'm going to take away the $75,000 that I'm already paying for. That's covered. I need an additional 25,000. Okay, so this should be 25,000 times a 450, because it's 450 for extra $1,000 of insurance. So this whole thing, I'll give you another mark for that just showing up on there. And again, 450 comes from here. Okay, 450 for every additional $1,000. And you want a $500 deductible. So no need to multiply this by 1.10. I'm just going to clean this up a little bit. So 359 plus, if you multiply this times that, you get 112.5. Adding those up gives you 471.50. 471.50. So that's another mark for actually calculating this and getting the right answer. Okay, so 3 points, not 2, but just make this out of 3. Okay. So what could potentially have gone wrong here? Maybe you didn't grab the 450, maybe you grabbed the 550. Just take off 1 mark here, but I would still give you the mark for actually computing this part and getting an answer. If you completely missed the boat and you just didn't get the 359, you were in the wrong row. If I see that it's consistent, you still get 2 out of 3 on this one. Okay. Maybe you went comprehensive, so this is different. This would be 550. I'd still give you 2 out of 3 there, as long as you tell yourself what went wrong. Okay? I need you to know. Okay, next, purchased a home. The value of the home is $195. Located in Winnipeg. Standard insurance. $200 deductible. All these things mean something to us, right? Where? What type? $200 deductible. Right? The value of the home. All these things come into play here. Calculate the yearly insurance premium. So we're going to go insurance. And we are not maxing out, right? Because our home insurance is this one right here. This table is the home insurance. We're at $195. So we are in Winnipeg. Right, so it's down this chunk here. And is it standard? I forgot already. Standard, yeah. So you go down standard and it's 678, that's it. So you grab that 678, that's your table rate. We don't go over, so don't worry about the overage part. but the $200 deductible requires us to add 10% to our premium. So you get 1 mark for this 678, and then you're going to get another mark for actually adding 10% to that question. So that'd be 745.80. Okay, you get another mark for that. So this is actually 2 points. I'm just going to go out of 2 there, and then you have that.
It does say 2 plus, right?
Yeah, I know. I just want to be consistent with this is what it looks like on the side. Okay. Next, Victor owns a home in area 4. So you're owning, so it's homeowners insurance. Where? Area 4. This is how much the place is worth, including the contents. Wishes to insure home and belongings with comprehensive insurance at a $500 deductible. We kind of like this one because it's less work, a $500 deductible. We're not going to worry about taxes. Okay, it's just the annual premium. Okay, if you today went times 1.07, I will not take marks off because I take the blame for that, right? Like I did, my key did show taxes. So I apologize for that. Insurance, we max out. So it's area 4 comprehensive. So area 4, we max out. So for $200,000 of insurance, we have to pay that much a year. So you get a mark for this number right here. Okay. Then we're over. We're over by 225,000. So that goes there, and we multiply it by 519 per $1,000. Okay. So this would be 519 for every $1,000 of additional coverage you want. This gets you a mark here. This part right there. Just it showing up. Okay. We want a $500 deductible, so we don't have to multiply by 1.10. We just clean this up. That gives us 1063 plus. Do this separately. Don't rush. You get 1,167 and 75 cents. Okay. If you add that up, you get 2,230.75. Okay, you get another mark for calculating the final answer. So that will actually stick to 3 points. I'm just going to go like this anyways. So 1 and 3. So I'm going to count here. 3 and 2, that's 5. Plus another 4, that's 9. Okay, so this page is worth 9 marks already. Remember, the table is provided if you need the table for insurance purposes. And these are all yearly premiums, yearly amounts. Okay. Backside, state 2 factors that affect your insurance. If you were somewhat paying attention today, you should have known, right? Value of home, your deductible, where you live, any discounts, alarm, claim free. Did you know that your credit score gives you a discount as well? If your credit score is good, they give you a discount because they've seen that there's a relationship between people with a high credit score tend to take care of their house. Okay? Why would that benefit them? Well, if you are a person that checks the roof regularly, you're probably not going to make a ginormous claim of $15,000 to repair the roof, right? You're going to be like, oh, there's a shingle missing, I'm going to patch it up. Or I'm going to go get it replaced before insurance has to kick in. So they save money that way. So, hey, smoke-free, that is also a discount. So if you have no claims in the past or for a long time, smoke-free, nobody in the house smokes, then you get a discount as well. Alarm, if it's monitored, even more. Any others? I did talk about the deductible. I did talk about, there's so many things that I've talked about. I think this is good. If you have 2, you got 2 marks there. 2 points for that. Tina currently holds a home insurance policy with comprehensive coverage, $200 deductible. She would like to reduce her annual insurance premium. State and explain one way that you can achieve this. Be specific. I'm looking at the deductible. You pay 10% more if you want that $200 deductible. So she could switch from a $200 deductible, to a $500 deductible. She could switch to standard coverage, standard insurance. Sorry, you can't see it. Right, so these were, I gave you two options to mention specifically here. Okay, she could switch to standard insurance. In this case, like moving to a different area is not really what we would look for, because that's a lot of work, right? To like sell your home and go somewhere else just to save a little bit on insurance. Moving is very expensive, right? You gotta like, there's so many things that come with moving that I would not recommend that. Just to save some insurance. You could, you know what? She could install a monitored alarm system. I don't know how this would work. Let's say you have someone in the house that smokes, but then that person moves out. Could you go back to the insurance and say, hey, I no longer have someone? I don't know. You figure it out. Like, I bet you, I wouldn't use that here in this particular case, but if it did mention something about that, then sure. Okay. I think we're good here. All right. We could, you know what? I'm just thinking of one here. If you have a fireplace or a wood stove, your insurance goes up significantly, okay? If you tell the insurance, I'm not going to use it, you're decommissioning it, you actually save on insurance. But make sure you're not using it, right? Because if a fire starts from your fireplace, guess what? You're not going to get coverage, right? So you don't want to lie about it, but you can say, I'm not going to use it. I don't want coverage for my fireplace. And then you save a bunch of money. I didn't mention that in the notes, but that's actually a thing. And you say, why would you want to have a fireplace then? Well, let's say there's a power outage and it's minus 40. It's still nice to have some, like a backup. You could maybe use it, right? Just to not freeze, because the damage would be extensive if your pipes freeze in the house. Now you have a bigger problem. Now, when that thaws up and if those pipes cracked, that you don't want to go there, right? You want to always keep it warm to a certain degree. One more thing, okay? If I were to ask you, go question 7. Insurance is you have to select one time or ongoing. Expense. What would you put? Which one would you circle? You have to circle one. Is it a one-time? You just do it at the beginning when you buy your house, or is it continually happening for the time that you own it? It's just worth 1 mark. I'll give you, and this one, the state and explain, that one was 2 marks. Because I would like you to elaborate a little bit, right? So if you say change the deductible, change it to a 500, right, or something like that. So if you set deductible, I'll give you 1, but you have to unpack it a little bit. Okay. So this backside, 2, 4, and 1 that's 5. So the backside is worth 5. Make sure you circle 1 of these. Okay. So that would be 14 total. 9 and 5. The back side is 5. the front is 9, so that's a total of 14. Okay?